Hey, everybody, welcome to the program, WRSA Radio. I'm your host, G1, as always. Hope you're having a good week. It has been a busy one for me. I'm very late this week putting out the show. I'm going off script, no script. This is just me right off the top of my head, so might ramble a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully not too bad. And I'm not going to keep you that long. So, uh, what have we got going on this week? Well, there was a few things that happened today that I unfortunately have not had a whole lot of time to dig into the details of. Sounds like, or looks like, the FBI has raided John Bolton's house looking for, supposed classified documents, which I find very, very humorous. Whether they really suspect that he has them, or this was just kind of Trump sticking it in his face or sticking it in his eye, who knows? I don't know. I find it funny. At any rate, we'll see what comes out of that. Well, the thing that I want to talk about more this week is probably trivial, really, but I think it's just kind of emblematic of the nonsense that we have been dealing with for quite some time. It's the peak feminization of the country, and this is just another symptom of it, and that is the changes that have happened at Cracker Barrel. Now, if you've never been to a Cracker Barrel, one, you're missing out. Two, you probably aren't going to understand what these changes are, but if you probably are familiar with them. They're the roadside, primarily built on highways, exits, and I think of them as a southern food place, southern type food. Country or rural food, I think, is probably maybe a little bit more accurate, because there are things that aren't necessarily southern dishes that they have. But at any rate, this is good comfort food with the nostalgic decor. It's an older looking restaurant, and it's done that way on purpose. This is meant to be evocative of your small country diner or small country restaurant that you might find on some back road somewhere, but they brought it to to the highways. And the thing about Cracker Barrel is the consistency. The food is, it's pretty good, and it's pretty consistent, regardless of what restaurant you go into. So, if I'm traveling into the north somewhere, if I head out to Missouri or something like that for one shepherd, there's Cracker Barrels along the way. And I know that if I stop there and I have a meal, it's pretty much going to taste just like the Cracker Barrel that is, that I've eaten at tons of times in my home state. I know what I'm getting when I go there. And they just specialize in that sort of traveler food, It's good comfort food. It's what your meemaw would have fed you, because it's filled with lard and butter and love. That's what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, Cracker Barrel gets a new CEO, and she is from this new school of feminist leaders, I guess you would call them. And when you take over a moderately successful restaurant chain, the first thing you think about doing is changing all the things that make it what it is. Because that's what this woman has done. She's come in and she's instituted this hundreds of millions of dollars revitalization campaign, or facelift, as you might say. And they've gone in and they have systematically ripped out the heart and soul of what is the restaurant. It is, when you look at this, they've gone in, they've painted everything white, they've taken the majority of the decor down, they've put up some photos and some antiques, but it's nothing like what you're familiar with seeing when you go into Cracker Barrel. So they've pulled all of the charm, everything that made Cracker Barrel feel like a down home backcountry road southern restaurant or rural restaurant. is gone. It now has this kind of modern, what you might call a modern farmhouse look. It looks like Chip and Joanna Gaines did the decorations in there. I have no idea what this woman was thinking, other than she just wanted to change everything. And so today I'm reading Gab, and I see Patrick Martin. I think he summed it up pretty well on there. He said, this is a woman who come in to this position as CEO, and she never ate at Cracker Barrel. She didn't like Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is everything about America that she despises or that she dislikes. Her friends never ate at Cracker Barrel. They don't like Cracker Barrel. And so the first thing she does when she takes over is institute this change. Well, I'm going to make Cracker Barrel something that my friends would like to come and eat at, that she would be happy to take people to. That's what this is. It doesn't matter how successful the restaurant was, how many people like the restaurant, it being what it is. None of that matters. This is all about her likes and dislikes. This is what she wants to do. Now, she claims that they focus grouped this, and it's gotten very positive reviews and so on and so forth, or responses from these focus groups. Well, I'm sure that's the case when you focus group people that you want to target. This is the same plan, the same pattern that we've seen repeated over and over and over again in other companies, other intellectual properties, other franchises, other things. It's the same thing. I'm going to ride this thing to the top with one group of people, and then what made it successful now makes it attractive to someone to take over. And when they take it over, I don't want anything to do with what made it successful, that what made it what it is today. I want to destroy that and present it to a new audience. I want to chase this new market that's out there. Well, that market isn't the same market. It's not the same people. You're completely missing the point. You've lost the plot completely here. It's again, Disney properties, the IPs, all of these stories, all of these sci-fi movies, all of this stuff, all Bud Light, all of these things that you've seen over and over and over again happen. This is the same story. This is the same plan. It's insanity. And when you look at what the source of all this is, you see the same characters. In this case, we're seeing BlackRock. The major stock owner for Cracker Barrel is BlackRock. This is what they're doing. They're enforcing or pushing their cultural agenda onto icons of our modern culture. They want to fundamentally change the country, and they think that the way to do that is to assault and destroy all of the institutions and cultural parts that are out there. Now, I'm not saying that Cracker Barrel is an institution. It hasn't been around that long. I mean, pretty long time. I remember going to Cracker Barrel when my son was little. You get kids, and they don't always like to eat everything that you put out there. They don't always, they're very picky. They don't want what you've served them. And so when you find something that they do eat, you tend to make that a lot for them. And so my son loved Cracker Barrel. He loved the biscuits, and he loved the chicken tenders or chicken dishes that they had. So we would go there a lot. He would eat chicken tenders, and he would eat biscuits, and that would be pretty much all he had. But again, we did this a lot. It became something not once a week, but once every couple of weeks, we would go there, and he really enjoyed it. It just became part of his childhood growing up, So I have fond memories of that. And to see this person come in and completely wipe that all away is... It's not crushing, but it certainly is disappointing. And the stock is already reflecting the disappointment that other people have. It's already tanking. I think we're going to continue to see that. I think it will trend downward and downward and downward as this change rolls out to more and more of their locations. It hasn't hit every single location, and who knows? Maybe the negative responses will prevent this from happening to every single location. But we shall see. We shall see. It's just another in a long line of again, iconic businesses or locations to fall to the wake of wokeness or peak feminization, as I've started to call it. I don't think it's woke anymore. I think this is kind of beyond that. I think this is more about feminization of everything, women taking control and women exerting their agenda or their emotional control over as much of our culture as possible. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit today and get you guys a show out. Like I said, I've been very busy doing work stuff and school stuff, so I didn't really have a full day or multiple hours to devote to the show today. I just had to wing it and just had to fire off the hip here. So hopefully you like it. That's all I got time for this week. Like and subscribe. Come see us over on Gab, Nice Crew, and the Cold Fury blog. And I will see you guys on the next episode.